Oh, good Sunday morning, and thank you for joining me for coffee. I'm getting ready to go to church here directly. I got to go this Sunday because there's something going on next weekend that I'm not going to be able to go, and I thought I would share it with you. A few months back, I was at my primary care doctor's office, and while I was in there, I was complaining about some GERD, acid reflux and everything, and she goes, "Doug, you need to have a screening EGD and colonoscopy." I said, "What's that?" And she goes, "Well, that's where they take a scope and run it down your throat and look around. And then they take another scope, run it up your ass, and look around." I said, "Oh, no, Doc, that sounds horrible." I said, "I don't think so." And she goes, "Doug, a lot of people listen to you, and you could help save lives by encouraging other people to have screenings." Well, that's a lot of freaking pressure. So I said, well, okay. So my appointment with my gastroenterologist was last Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And I knew I had found the place because when I pulled up in the parking lot, there was a Mercedes there, and the license plate said, "Ass Master." So I went in, and there was a little girl named Shaniqua working behind the counter, and she gave me my paperwork, and I went over and sit down and started filling it out. And honey, I didn't look around in the waiting room. Trust me, you don't want to make eye contact in waiting rooms like that. It's like going to see your psychiatrist. You don't look around. So anyway, pretty soon his nurse, Helga, came to the door, and she goes, "Doug Shadell, who's here about his colonoscopy, come on back." Well, she was real nice. Helga has a really heavy German accent, and at one time she looks like she could have played a former guard in one of those Holocaust movies. Anyway, she took me back to the room and set me down, and while I was in it, like when you're in the dentist's office, one wall has real pretty pictures of, pretty teeth, and on the other wall, it has teeth that are not so good, like gingivitis and cavities and stuff like that. Well, it was sort of like that. On one wall was a nice ass and colon that had taken care of itself. Honey, on the other wall was an ass and colon that hadn't taken care of itself. So, anyway, the doctor came in a couple hours later, and first thing he wanted to do was, shake my hand. And, I don't know where his hands had been, so I just, sort of waved. And he sat down, he was looking at my chart, and he goes, "Doug, why are you here today?" Why am I here today? I thought to myself, I'm here to get my driver's license renewed. I'm here to get my driver's license renewed. Why the hell do you think I'm here today? So anyway, he started going. He asked me, did I have diarrhea, loose stools, bloating, abdominal pain, and all this stuff. And I said, "No, Doc, but I feel like before this is over with, I'm going to. I feel like I'm going to." He goes, do you ever have rectal pain, like any sharp rectal pain? I go, no, we broke up 5 years ago. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. He said, "Do you have any questions?" I said, "Yeah, what can I expect, like the day of the procedure?" He goes, "Well, we're going to take you back to the gastro suite." Honey, it ain't just a room, it's a suite. Doesn't that sound pretty? He goes, "And we're going to move you over, and we're going to put your legs in stirrups like you're having a baby. We're going to strap you down really, really good." He goes, "Then a whole bunch of people's going to be in the room, and we're going to grease up your anus real good, and we're going to shove about a 16-foot scope up your ass and look around." I said, "Oh, my Lord." I said, "How big is this scope?" He goes, "Mr. Shadell, did you ever play baseball? Did you ever play baseball? You know what a bat looks like?" Oh, my God. And he goes, "After that's done, we're going to go up above and look down into your throat and everything." I said, "Doc, I know this sounds like a stupid question, but I said, it is a different scope. These are two different scopes, right?" He goes, "Mr. Shadell, we have no control over that. That is insurance driven." Oh, my Lord. He goes, "But you won't remember nothing about it. You won't remember nothing about it." He goes, "Because by the time we get up to your throat, people are usually passed out from the pain. And then you'll wake up in the recovery room, and in there, I'll tell you if you have a horrible, horrible form of colon cancer." I said, what if I do? He goes, well, we'll be sending you to a surgeon who will take out a large section of your bowel and probably hook you up, and you'll be shitting out the side into a plastic bag the rest of your life. Do you have any questions? Oh, Lord. No, I said, I guess I'm good. He goes, good. I need to get back to work. I'm going to send Helga in here to explain your bowel prep. So a couple hours later, Helga comes in and she hands me my bowel prep kit. It's called Go Lightly. Somehow that lightly doesn't sound like it's going to be good. And I said, well, Helga, what do I do? And she goes, what you do is, you read this piece of paper, and 2 days before your colonoscopy, 2 days, you're going to be on clear liquids, and that just water and clear liquids. I said, oh my God, what can I have? She goes, honey, look in your bag. Look in your bag. And in my bag was 6 cans of chicken bouillon. I said, what are these for? She goes, that is your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. I said, what's this magnesium citrate for? She goes, think of that as your Cosmo for the weekend. Oh my Lord. And I said, what's this plastic container here for with this stuff in it? She goes, honey, you mix that up and you have a choice of 4 delicious flavors. And you drink that all day Sunday. Oh my Lord. And I said, what are these 4 pills here for? She goes, you take those right before you go to bed Sunday night and you're going to explode. I said, Helga, could I just stick a grenade up my ass? Would we get the same results? I mean, wouldn't we? She didn't think that was very funny. And she goes, oh, by the way, you're going to need a driver. No shit, Helga. I'm going to be drinking clear liquids, have no nutrients all week long for 48 hours. I'm going to have uncontrollable diarrhea. I think I might need a little bit more than a driver, honey. I think I'm going to need an ambulance. You know what I'm saying? I said, okay, Helga, what's the rosary for? What's the rosary? She says, well, depending on your insurance, a lot of people find that very comforting during the procedure. Oh, my Lord. You mean when they're screaming out for God to take them home? She goes, you're pretty smart. I said, I think I'll hang on to the rosary. I said, and Helga, the breath mint. The breath mint. Let me guess. Depending on my insurance, when I wake up in the recovery room, and depending on how many scopes I get, I may need this to freshen up my breath. She goes, you know, you're pretty smart. You're funny and you're pretty smart. I like you. So anyway, I'm a little bit nervous about this procedure, but I know it's really important, so I may be doing some other posts on it this week to help y'all help me get through this. So, honey, I'm going to church today. I need to pray. We'll talk to y'all later.